MPL still. The idea really is to win. The goal is to win, right? But of course, for our viewers, guys, you have a new patch. It's really fun to learn. It's really fun to discover what are the changes. No need for a race. There's really no need for a race. I really don't think being first.
I don't think
Again,
being
like you
first
said, right? It makes
being-
you right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't make you right.
Yeah,
Claiming that you're first doesn't really have its merits.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, it's the hare and the tortoise.
Yeah.
Whoever goes first, may be more complacent than the others,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
the slower ones might find something else.
Yes, there is a saying in Tagalog, but because I'm so good, I will translate it in English.
How will you
know?
translate it?
When someone who runs fast, whenever they get thorned, they will be thorned deep.
Yeah, I get
And-
that. I get that. I get that. Yes, that is true. So,
In Tagalog, ang tumakbo ng matulin kung matinik ay malalim.
yes,
right?
yes, that's true. That's true.
So,
You know what?
but yeah, anyway, guys, have fun.
Have fun.
Always have fun. in
Always try to
anything
have
that,
fun.
That you do, especially on this patch. Do not be really confused. Just read those patch and imagine the possibilities. That's where the fun lies.
If you're not that confident, don't get scared.
Yes.
Don't get scared. You
And
watch.
just learn from others. Just
Yes.
try.
Yes.
They said this. Okay, try it. They said that.
Yeah.
Okay, try it. Right?
And if it works for you and you have fun with it, it's okay, because this happens with a lot of games as well. I hear a lot of people just saying that, oh, we're scared of the new patch. It's so big. Do not be scared. This is still the ML that you
Yeah,
love.
yes.
It's just that as time progresses, the game progresses as well.
Yeah.
And Munton really just wanted to give you a better experience
Yeah,
and to have a new perspective into the game. So appreciate the change, embrace it,
Yeah.
and make it your own.
Yeah. Have fun.
Have fun.
Right, so anyway, we got the Khalid, Natalia, and also the Hilda. Ban on the side of Execration. Selena would still be available, as the ban on Blufire would be of Ayuzong. That is a very nice ban. Kufra and Cho. Execration would prioritize on getting that YSS. I really feel that YSS should be a priority ban
Still,
right now.
still.
I think YSS should be a priority ban right now
Still.
for the meta,
Now-
just to be safe.
And now that there
And
is
they got Joed.
now that there is an idea of a jungler just roaming around, or
Yeah.
a support roaming around,
Yeah.
getting information on that support wherever she's going or
Yes,
he's going
yes.
is imperative for a lot of these teams. So
Yes.
I think YSS is still a hot commodity.
And the reduction of the 131.
Yeah.
The slowing down of the 131 kind of makes YSS a bit safe. Because you don't expect 4 people to be jumping onto you. You can expect maybe a bit, 2, 1, right? Something like that. And of course, you have your guard on this. right?
This is where I actually think that Forza is going to have a problem. Because sometimes when it's 1-3-1, you can see 4 people sticking together into one lane.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're a Farsa, where do you go? Do you go to the top lane? Do you go to the bot lane?
the
Because
side
there
lane.
is always a siege happening
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
in the map.
yes.
So you can't be omnipresent.
Yeah.
You can't be there always in one lane.
yeah.
So if there is something happening to the top lane, then
Yeah.
probably someone is being proactive to the bottom lane and just pushing the waves.
Yes, and that's actually one of the weakness against Farsa. You can actually try to make a play on a lane where Farsa is absent. Although Farsa has the wings by wings, I do agree with you, Butters. The potency of the vision provided by the Farsa may be reduced because Farsa is preferred back then because of the vision that she provides, especially when teams clump together, especially when they go together as a 4-man unit. Farsa provides a lot of defense for this. But on fights that are spread out and individual fights, I think that's where Farsa kind of becomes very vulnerable, especially on pick-up heroes.
Think about it. Will you use wings by wings to go to one lane? Because if that happens, then that means you don't have wings by wings to get out.
Back into, yeah.
To get out
Yeah.
if you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So a lot of things really just popping out here.
Yeah. This might be a Farsa that will just be allowed to stay into the mid. You know, same as how supports are being done here. Very interesting actually on the Loyi. I cannot but feel that Loyi is a hero that is nice to experiment around right now for the Project Next patch. I think, especially if you want to dive a lane. Yeah.
Everyone was thinking about a rival.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again, if you have a hero with an ultimate,
that can
that
teleport
can
you
teleport
the whole
you
team.
anywhere. It makes sense because back then, I mean, a certain patch in the Open Qualifier, someone did say that he is the best. She is the best support. But then again, aside from the nuking power, what more can you get out of the ultimate? Because you don't really use it as much.
There is a very big
But
question for
right
that.
now, if you use it and you want to defend a lane, you can just pop your ultimate, get in a safe place, and just defend.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we get the Lunox here for the side of Execration, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's a possible side lane, honestly.
It's a
Lunox.
Oh!
Oh!
It's back, ladies and gentlemen!
It's time for the main event. We are back onto Etomax. Leomore.
It's probably Etomax. It's probably sa Gitno. As
It's
far
possible.
as I have to say, sa Gitno's name was May before.
Ah,
And
okay.
May is one of the best
Leomore.
Leomore players in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think we have Etomax Loyi and we have Sagitnu on the. We got Sagitnu on the Leomore.
Funny.
Of course! Of course! Go for it! Why not? Well, it's already locked in, right? So, yeah.
They don't have okay, there is Chakno there with a single target lock with unstoppable force in the ejector. But for Limbs here, if he is safe in terms of engaging, then it's probably gonna work on his side. But Leomord and Fanny coming out and joining the MPL fun.
Leomord Benny Cutie.
All right. I mean, yeah. I think Benny Cutie is capable of doing so as well.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
He's capable.
I mean, we're just basing it on our previous stats, guys. We got Etomax really playing Leomord. We also have Sagitnu playing Leomord.
But I mean, having two skilled Leomord players, give it to the Leomord player.
Why
here,
not
Benny
make it
Cutie.
three? Why not make
Why
it
not
three?
make it three? I mean,
We have two Leomord players.
why not make it three?
Make it three.
Or probably give Chaknu a tank Leomord as well.
Oh, yeah. So you have five.
you
I have four.
You have four. Then
Then
hate probably
yeah,
you get five Leomord players.
Why not?
What's
Why not?
better than four?
Yeah,
make it
Make
five.
it five. Quick match, you know, it's inspired by Imagine there. Man, I think everything got wiped off the table, same as everything got wiped off when the Project Next patch was introduced. We have a Fanny here. I have no idea where is that coming from, but I have no complaints.
I have no complaints as
totally
well.
no complaints for this game.
And you know what? We didn't really talk about the Terizla.
Yeah.
I mean, Terizla
Terizla is okay to greet the Loyi.
was balanced.
Yeah.
A very balanced hero right now.
Yeah.
His current passive was taken to the previous one, that season 3 Terizla pick that they were doing. It was reverted back to that certain spot where he was deemed to be one of the most OP heroes and tankiest heroes in the game. But the thing is, his damage output in terms of minions is decreased to only 75%.
Yeah.
One of his skills, yeah.
Yeah, one of his skills. So there is a good attention that is given towards the Terizla right now. Although there are a lot of changes actually for heroes, and we're yet to actually see our revamped heroes in MPL, and I'm actually looking forward into seeing that, especially next week. I think next week they're already allowed, right? But yeah, with this kind of lineup, my side lane on the Leomord, I think Leomord EXP lane. You still have YSS. Oh no. Sorry.
This is probably
What do you think? YSS jungle? It's possible.
yeah, it's a possibility. It's a
YSS jungle,
possibility.
yeah.
Now
I think YSS jungle.
I
Leomord
think-
side lane still.
I think it's going to be Yison Shin and Lunox in one lane. They're just gonna poke the hell out of the enemy, the one just staying there, and that only.
I'm
means
curious. I think between the two, because you have two side laners, you got Lunox and also Leomord. So I think EXP lane Lunox, gold lane Leomord. I mean, Leomord kind of benefits on the level 4.
Or
Very possible, but
they could revert to 1-3-1.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibility for that
There's
draft.
a lot of
There's a lot of
possibility.
possibility for that draft, because the thing here is there's kind of a blurred line whose ultimate is more valuable, whether it is Lunox or Leomord. But if I'm thinking about it, I think I would just go for the Leomord EXP lane.
Yeah.
I think
Safe.
Barbiel is really impactful. That's a very big power spike for Lunox once Barbiel is already online compared to the Lunox shifting forms,
Mhm.
right?
So
Eh,
execution here,
yeah.
surprising us, but and I want to talk about the Fanny. I think the Fanny here pick here for the
What?
side of Bluefire. It it's
There's no. I think
the,
there's no
the,
reason.
I don't really think that there's a reason, but in terms of the catch here for the side of execution, they only have one.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you don't have anything to lock
All
down
right.
limbs, it makes sense.
All right. So there we go. My vote was wrong. We get the Leomord on the gold lane. We have the Lunox on the experience lane. And here's a fun fact. We have Hate also joining the experience lane.
So yeah, and it's going to be Sagitnu and Hate in one lane, and they're just gonna poke the hell out of the enemy team. And the enemy hero
Oh!
onto this lane. Oh,
Nice jump by
Oh, wow.
Secret. That was very quick against Hetomax. All right. And that's the blue buff onto limbs. Okay.
mhm.
But
So
that is going to be the lane.
so what they did was after that XP lane, Hate goes to level 2. He gets the Little Wanderer and he heads straight for that purple buff. So that's the certain rotations that the enemy team that the teams are doing here. If you get a carry fighter or a carry side laner, you would put the marksman onto the XP lane, then just get his levels.
And look at this. So what Chakno is doing is just going for the reset, right? A disruption towards Limbs that force actually Limbs to get his recall. He does understand that the Fanny has nice capability of returning to his own buff. So what Chakno is now doing is he's trying to get some attention by visiting again the orange buff. But yeah, that is the first of the early small leads here by Execration. Another goes sa Gitno. Chakno dancing around against Limbs. All right.
And Etamax here, getting the level 4, and and this is Hate. Just
Of course.
they're flexing, and
Of
right
course.
now they are making money. Make it rain.
And look at that. Benikiti doesn't even need to use the barbell.
Yeah.
Still has the green dot on the moment that Hate actually visited that lane. Guys, that is very important.
And
that gold lane gank, that's a lot of gold now for Hate. That's where the biggest lead will happen.
And look at the gold. It's 1k up here for the side of Execration. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, that's 1.4k gold given to the side of Execration just because of that one sequence that Execration did. Wow, that's really high, and Sagitnu here is getting a fair share as well.
Yeah, of gold. That's how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, no surprise. By the 4-minute mark, I'll be seeing an early item here for Hate. But Hate is eyeing actually the late game here by choosing the killing spree. And Chaknu, you know, is being impactful. That's totally okay. He did throw limbs out. And that's all he needs. That's all he needs. He just needs to disrupt continually. The Mounting Chakra gets casted. There is a kill though done by the Lunox, if I'm not mistaken. There's gonna be Chaknu, goes for the unstoppable force towards
And
Fuzuken.
Chaknu got the
Chaknu
buff.
got the buff. That's how it's done. It puts in the logo of the Onyx here.
Oh
And,
no.
yeah, that's Etamax also following through. Doesn't matter. Even with the death on Etamax, that's a lot of pressure there by Execration. And lots of freedom for Hate. And Benikiti also farming in. And guys, that's the final minion. That's the final artillery. Gold artillery gold. Yeah, that's the final artillery gold that we'll be seeing on the gold lane. So that's a 340 mark, guys. And yeah, all lead on Execration. 2K.
Yeah, and Sagitnu here getting chased down, doesn't have the mana, but Hate is here. And that arrow will connect. You know what? I really like the idea of
Oh my God.
Yisun Shin
Yeah.
being the jungler. Because in terms of rotation, he has good range.
Just look at that,
Oh
ladies
my.
and gentlemen. What Benikidi decided to go for is a very early, instead of the Bloodlust Axe, he went for a very early Blade of Despair on his way to actually building it. He got the 2 Legion swords already up. And I think Raptor Machado and a physical attack dagger is present also towards Hate. It can't be denied though that Benikidi will be getting more gold or maybe something. I'm not so sure yet. We want to revisit that, but
Uh,
it will be no surprise if Benecutie really has an accelerated gold. He is in the
yeah.
gold lane and he is winning.
It makes no sense if Benny Cutie on the Leomord goes for the
Bloodlust, right?
Bloodlust
Yeah.
axe. Because the thing is, if you think about it, the other team is banking on sustain. So if you're gonna out sustain a Thams, if you're
Yes,
gonna
yes,
out
true,
sustain a Uranus, it won't make sense because technically they are better sustain heroes
Yeah,
than you.
yeah.
So if you're
Compared
gonna
to the item
if
sustain,
yeah, if you're gonna bandage it with a bloodless axe and think that it's gonna make sense for you,
Yeah.
then it's not really, it's not really going to favor your side. But if you think about it, if you go for a Blade of Despair, they don't have their core items. When you step on them with Barbiel, the Phantom Steed,
whatever regeneration.
whatever regeneration there is, it's gonna take a heavy chunk out of their HP,
Yeah.
and it could take them to 30%, where Leomord shines more.
Yeah, yeah, and my man, it's a bit slow and a bit less obvious compared to our game number 1, but Execration has another unique composition that made it work here for our game number 2 against Blufire. Even with this technical pause, guys, I think it's kind of set already for them. We have returned, guys.
And look at this, 2 rockets.
Yeah, I was thinking if the damage would be enough. I honestly thought it might be an execute or it might be a finisher for the Fanny, but yeah.
Probably at 4.
Probably at 4.
Probably at 4 rockets, it could make sense. But here is where invades matter, to be honest.
And there's retribution, so there's really no chance of Chu denying that. And
Look at Louis just staying
Maintaining
into the
the lane.
mid lane. And
Yeah.
you know what? What I'm actually surprised about here is you put a Louis into the middle lane. Sheila doesn't have the certain mobility. Secret here is between the crossfire here of 3 heroes of Execration, and he won't really live. But putting a Louis into the middle lane, he doesn't have that certain amount of mobility, But the thing is, they made it work again.
And it's a very defensive hero.
Yeah.
The Loyi. You just put your first skill here. You just put your dispersion, and you could have a lane that you can steadily shove and clear. And well, Unseen is just dancing around. He's not fully backing. That's very risky for him. If Benecutie decides to go, good thing the Barbell is already down for that side. Curse of Crow. Energy impact not gonna be connecting, and of course with that, Execration would just retreat by a bit just so they can take this turtle, guys. Guys, the lead is too much. Get 6k here. Legion Sword 2 onto the side here of Hate. Also a kill. No, actually the turtle secured for him. And even the Mounting Shocker would hurt a lot against the side of Blufire here. The only built item that I'm seeing would be of a Queen's Wings and of course a Clock of Destiny for Blufire.
But hey, you know what? Execration here, they are making things work onto their side. And I saw that there is an enchanted talisman for Louis here. Mana regeneration is going to be on point, but look at this!
Yeah. And there is the ult from Puzakin! Oh my god!
It just stopped them on their tracks.
I mean, there's the ult on the ground by Puzak, and it's a bit late actually. I'm not sure what happened there, but it is what it is, killing spree.
You know what? It's counterintuitive to actually use wings by wings to get into an area here for Unseen. Because the thing is, once they see Unseen in another lane, the other lanes go, and the side lanes that there is an access of the Farsa in terms of feathered airstrike is just gonna back off.
Yeah.
So it's not really working right now. The fights aren't really focused into one lane as our previous meta does. But now we can see that there is going to be a bit of a dilemma in terms of just picking that Farsa.
Yeah, and we are now here onto the last turret outside the base here of Blufire. Teleport. Actually, diversion coming in from the Loyi. Followed up with that Mounting Shocker, not gonna be bought here by the Blufire, and I think this is gonna be very difficult. All you need is to just have Chakno go in. This is a bit slower compared to the Kufra. Totally understandable. You're using the Jawhead, but Jawhead has higher pressure.
If you think about it, Limbs is only at level 6, and that's because Chakno isn't giving him anything free.
Yeah.
It takes a Fanny to use all of his energy on Chaknu just to get something. So that means he's forced to always go out.
Man, 9k on the gold lead here for the side of Execration. Even Hate here can easily solo a turtle without having to worry for anything. I'm actually I'm of course this is Blufire. We are still watching. This is a Blufire match. We are still watching, but I wouldn't be surprised that really a team which is comes prepared even by just a margin against another team. And totally understand one mechanic of the next patch against their opponent. I think yeah, it could lead to one-sided series really, one-sided matches really, because you can drafting and of course laning is as close to a checkmate. You can already set up a checkmate just by laning and just drafting alone.
And look at the nuke coming out here from Luyi, and this is pressure on all sides of the map. Blufire, they are defending. They're trying to fight this, but look at Limbs with a few slashes and a few hits of an arrow. He's forced to go back.
Yeah. Wow, they need to go steady here. Sagitno kiting back. There is a very beautiful ejector there against a secret delivered towards Sagitno.
Okay.
Alright, there is one killed. But of course, Benecutie will be cleaning up. Demon Hunter Sword already available here for Hate, and they will follow through. The next one would be of Puzakin. Pushback done in by Benecutie. They're gonna be Cho, and under the feathered airstrike, Etamax will fall down. There goes Limbs. And Limbs will walk away.
And oh man, this is really just hard for the side of Blufire.
Yeah.
They cannot do anything at this point. Well, it takes a couple of mistakes for Execration for them to actually come back from this. But at this point, a team of a caliber like Execration, they won't really back down. And look at this going in.
Yeah, very good flicker there.
Benecutie.
Yeah, very good flicker there actually by Unseen. Especially the quick initiate by Benecutie. He's just baiting secret here. Maybe just establish pressure there, but at least we get a 10-minute mark. And I can feel a nice stall there by Blufire. Unseen is doing quite a good job in clearing the waves, defending properly, using the Farsa, just using the safe distance that the Feathered Airstrike provides for Farsa.
You know what? One of the things that I've noticed is if you have a good jungle rotation or a good jungle pattern into just getting the minions or the monsters, you can probably go solo lord at 10 minutes.
It is possible. I would agree.
Yeah. And
A solo lord, yeah.
a solo lord isn't that far-fetched at this point because you know what? It's MLBB.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Butters, we have a lot of gold in the early game. We have a lot of resources in the early game, and lots of resources in the early game could actually provide a lot of scaling for scaling heroes. And interestingly, Hate didn't focus under the turret here. Still, no inhibitor turret will be knocked down against Blufire.
And look at Chaknu here. Wherever Limbs is, I am there as well.
Yeah.
He's not letting Limbs go out. It's like a master. It's like a dog on a leash. He's not letting it go.
Yeah, especially, and the interesting part here is it's the dog that is actually catching the... It's the Fanny that looks like a dog here on the leash, but let us see. The turret is still alive. Finally, Hate decides to go for it. It just only takes one hit to finish it. And yeah, inhibitor turret is down for that part. But still, the game is up and available for Blufire. But it's only a matter of time. Another diver by Benecutie cancels out the feathered airstrike. Chaknu fully commits. He gets stopped by most of the members of Blufire. It doesn't stop him from killing Unseen though. And yeah, now that gives freedom for Hate again to target his second inhibitor turret down in the mid. They go for that top lane side. Benecutie now will be going back into his normal form as the Barbiel will expire. There is going to be Sagitnu stay into the front line. Chaos Darkening will be casted. Paid away actually. And now he has his Brilliance on. It's going to be Limbs missing some of the cables, ladies and gentlemen. But the moment it goes in towards Sagitnu, Sagitnu will be casting that Order of Brilliance. And yeah, that's it.
I'm actually seeing Sagitnu with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
That Sagitnu's meta was actually the carry side lane. Where you have all the time in the world to get farm for your side lane. It doesn't matter if you have 2 cores.
And scale, right?
And scale. So I think with 2 very strong cores, or 3 strong cores from the side of Execration, they can make this work on their favor.
Yeah. And Fanny is a very difficult hero to be utilized. Oh my god, a full combo here done by the members of Execration. This is the explosiveness that we are waiting for. Even in this one-sided game, layered with everything from Hate's Mountain Shocker to Benny Curie's Barbiel. I think that might be it. We get some minion wave still. Fuzaken and also Chu is still alive. Etomax will be going back. He does have his ultimate on. He can easily teleport in and diversion onto the base here of Blufire. TPs are also coming in. Wave clear onto Benny Curie. Hate is also kiting back. Chu is just dancing around. And Lives is gonna be there. Again, I just want to go back to my point that the Fanny is really not an easy hero here to be utilized ever since, you know, at the start of Mobile Legends. She is like a hero that invites challenge to a lot of players. And yeah, I mean, we are seeing here, even though there is some good performance there on the Fanny, and it takes a lot of mastery actually to get it to this level, I think Liams needs some improvement still on the cable work. On the cable work of that Fanny, because we're seeing some missed cables for that part. There goes Chakno, they go for the dive. Chu into the front line, flicker in, no ejector, and there goes Liams. He wants to get into the base of the other team. He gets chased down by Benekiri along with Hate. And I think that's it. Already one skill unlocked for Hate here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's still an artillery minion. Etomax also going to be receiving some damage from the Bluefire's defense squad. Remember that it's only just 4 members alive. Benekiri in critical health. Chakno also goes for the dive. Barbil is still online for Benekiri, but of course, onto the side there goes Chu. He wants to target him. He wants to target Benekiri. They go for the wave clear. They're just dancing around. There goes Chakno onto the side, and Blufire tries to maintain composure. Benekiri flickers in, wants to make an explosive pick, and he has done so, and that is it. 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Execration.
Execration here just showing us that their understanding in terms of the game being annoying and just exerting, just flexing that map control that they have. They make it work on their side, and goodness gracious, it's a 2-0.
I'm just happy that we see, even if we see 2 zeros here, even if this is totally within expectations against Blufire, I'm just happy that we see something different. We see something unique, and that is mainly from the side of Execration. The best part is, you know, seeing something unique and you see it work.
Yeah.
You know, we have a side lane Lunox, we have a Leomord getting reintroduced, we have the YSS being played not just in the jungle position, but also on the gold lane.
Yeah.
Gold lane position.
Whatever Execration did there was self-explanatory. You saw that as well. It was an open book. It was a storybook for kids that everyone can actually read and understand. Then again, you can do that too. See, this is what we were telling you about, that the new patch isn't really daunting. As long as you put a bit of, you know, creativity, imagination, and all those stuff, you can really make it work. And that was actually a good strategy from Execration.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-1-2, and even us, we think that we can do that for our certain games that will happen in the near future.
And I think it follows through with what we are advising. It's fun. It's
fun.
Watching it is fun. Casting it is fun. I would dare say even playing it might be fun as well.
Yeah.
You know, Execration, from the looks of it, they actually had fun in doing that. But it takes more than that to actually fully conclude what the Project Next patch is. I would dare say even the Bren, ending the winning streak of Bren done in by Omega, it's not enough to really conclude the Project Next patch. Even this one is not enough yet to conclude the Project Next patch. I'm not so sure if the whole week, until Sunday is enough to actually conclude what we can say about the Project Next patch. Anyway, guys, that's it for our time. It has been an honor to shoutcast for these games, guys. We're gonna be passing it on to our resident analyst, Manjin.
Creation. Direct, may analysis? Oh, okay, may analysis. May analysis pa pala. Sorry, Direct. Tinanggal ko na yung code ko eh. Blufire, guys. Yes, sabi nga dito ni na Wolf. Hawakan na lang natin. Sabi nga dito ni na Wolf, kaya pa nilang mag-survive. But then again, sobrang miracle na yung kailangan nila. Isang napakalaking himala yung kailangan nila. Looking at the items right now, guys. Tignan natin. Aray. Yeah, uwing-uwi na talaga, no? Joke lang. 7-0-4 si Hate. Total dominance even though nagkaroon ng first blood, no? Even though nagkaroon ng first blood dito ang Blufire. Let's look at the funny stat. Mukhang sinabi na lang ng Blufire dito sa kanilang last game na, sige, i-funny mo na. Tapusin na natin ang laban. Sige, gano'n na lang. nothing to win, nothing to lose, attitude na lang ang ginawa dito ng team ng Blufire. Then again, they're up against a team na kailangan ng sobrang daming puntos para makabalik sa ating laban. And man, Execration showed us something else, especially highlighting this player, Chaknu, on the jaw head. There you go. That jaw head, Chaknu, no? I think there's an heavy emphasis on the buffs na kukunat kapag maraming umaatake. So going on to our post-game stats, Chaknu, ladies and gentlemen, 2 times niyang tinanggalan ng buffs si Lims dito. Umabot na sa point na boom, 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 pow. 0 ang naging tower damage ng Team Blufire and it was a total love set. Kung naglalaro kayo ng billiards at ng pool, gets nyo yon. Wala silang nakuhang kahit anong objective on that game. Sige, isang orange buff, 2 purple buff. Then again, after nung pangalawang kuha ni Chaknu dito ng purple buff, it all went down para sa team ng Blufire. Nawala na sila ng pag-asa. Looking into the smart highlights of the game, syempre, I think pwede natin makita dyan yung mga ginawa ni Chaknu mismo na space created para syempre kay Leomord. Ito yon, boom. I think saktong tinimingan na nga lang ni Chaknu yung kanyang ejector. Makikita mo kasi yan kapag bumuelo na yung jawhead dito, makikita mo na talagang mag-e-ejector na siya. And I think alam ni na Lims yun. Unfortunately, hindi pa enough yung damage ng kanyang retribution. Lims was at level 4 up until the 5-minute mark. And these enemies ay umaabot na ng level 7, level 8. Ganoon ka-dominant ang Team Execration on this game, on this season, Shin. And wow, Luyi, I think this is the first time na may nakita tayong Luyi, or probably the third time. Basta hindi natin siya masyadong nakikitang umaksyon, pero pinakita siya ng Execration. This time, I think nagkakaroon lang yung Execration actually ng mga plays na talagang nagiging agresibo na sila. Kasi alam na nila yung kung gaano kalakas yung items nila. Unfortunately, for Team Blufire, kulang yung item power spike nila. Kulang yung kalakasan nila to make an outplay. And now for our smart MVP, makikita natin, siya ay walang iba kundi syempre si Hate, no? Yishon Shin, 7, magmamatay ulit 7 minutes in. 7 minutes in, Hate was at level 12. And then, Lims ay level 6. Level 6, man. Pag minainos mo yan, 6. Ang bilis. Wala pang 0.0 seconds na solve ko yung math na yon, no? 6 levels ahead si Hate against the hyper carry hero. Of course, with 98,000 gold, 704, napakabilis, napaka-aga. I really think na, si Chaknu, I think, ang pwedeng MVP on that game. Pero syempre, with a given record and with the KDAs, it's still Hate. So Hate just proving himself to still be one of the great carries of the tournament na aabangan nating lahat. Syempre, ang interesting kasi dito, Execration now aangat ng 3 points, no? On Group A, so ang naglalaban sa points right now is Omega, Exe, and Bren, no? I think NXP, kailangan pa nila ng 2 games para makapasok doon. Wow. By the way, hindi pa pala tuloy ang uwi dahil meron pa tayong interview portion. Atin ang kausapin ang walang iba, the captain of Execration, Ito Max, man. Congratulations sa 2-0. Una sa lahat. Hello, man.
Thank you, Sir Manjin.
Yon, man. Interesting na ikaw na ang naging team captain ngayon ng Execration. Kahapon, actually, hello, Shaknu. Yan. Kahapon nagkaroon ng kahapon, hindi pala kahapon, nung nakarang araw nagkaroon ng big patch yung MPL bilang captain dito ng Execration. Paano nyo na-formulate yung strategy nyo for today? Anong na-experience nyo dito sa bagong patch?
Actually, nung paglabas nung bagong patch, naglaro lang kami na naglaro. Naglaro lang kami na naglaro para malaman kung ano ba yung mga pwedeng adjustment na gawin namin. So, hindi lang din naman ako, bilang captain, hindi lang din ako nag-isip nun. Siyempre, tulungan naman kami lahat dito. Lalo na
May smoke effects,
Ay,
May smoke
kala
effects.
Sapno, yan. Ayun. Kumbaga, tulungan kami lahat dito kahit yung mga hindi nyo nakikita sa camera, syempre tumutulong din sila.
So
sa lahat.
total team effort, no? Nag-brainstorm kayo para doon sa buong meta na ginawa ninyo. Anong idea na actually paano nyo na nalaman na gana tong mid mage tapos dalawa yung baba Parang sino yung nagsabi nun? Paano nyo na formulate yun?
Kasi 'di ba since yung mga side lanes kasi ngayon parang sobrang laki na ng pera na nabibigay
Oo.
Yun kasi yung sobrang ganda na ng kumbaga every role may kayang magkapera. So hindi na katulad dati na may panel strat na kanya kukunin nila. Pero yung mga side lanes kasi ngayon sobrang laki na ng pera. So kahit magstay lang sila sa sa lane nila is marami silang makukuha ang gold. Yun.
Talagang utilizing the laning phase para kay Kuya Etomax. Men, again, congratulations. Congratulations. Pangatlo ata kayo ngayon sa standings. Anong masasabi mo sa mga future na makakalaban mo ngayong MPL? Sa mga teams na makakalaban nyo?
Thank you sa lahat ng sa mga kalaban ba namin?
Oo, makakalaban nyo. NXP, makakalaban nyo. October 2
Oo nga pala. NXP yun. So, sa NXP, excited na rin kami syempre since bagong patch. Syempre marami ring utak doon panigurado. So, magbubungguan na naman ng mga bagong meta yun. Pakitaan ulit natin ng magandang series yung mga manonood yun. Abangan nyo.
Bait na. Bait na, Kuya Etomax. Okay, Kuya Etomax. Final shoutouts and saan ka namin makikita, no? Promote mo yung mga pages mo.
Okay. Shoutout nga pala syempre, una-una thank you rin kay God sa binigay na panalo sa amin. Tsaka sa mga boss namin, kala Boss Arvin, sa humahawak ng Execration, kala Makay, sa mga tumutulong din sa amin, kala Billy, kala Pakbet, kala Hito. Yan. Tsaka thank you sa lahat ng fans na sumuporta kahit na lost streak kami noong nakaraan. Yun. Babawi tayo ngayon.
Babawi ang Execration coming from the captain of Etomax, of Execration Etomax. Congratulations muli sa inyong team.
Ay, Manjin.
Shoutout
lang pala. Nakalimutan ko sa girlfriend ko pala.
Sige, shoutout mo. Batiin mo, tol.
Shoutout sa girlfriend ko.
Sino?
Si Kat.
Ayos. Ayan, binabati ka ni Etomax, mahal na mahal ganyan. And again, congratulations, Team Execration sa 3 points. Congrats, Etomax. Kita-kits sa susunod.
Ay, thank you.
Alright, guys. That has been it. Time check. Maaga pa rin ang uwian. Ayan, 9:53 sa aking Realme Watch. Wow. Ayan, syempre, ating tignan ang current standings ng ating tournament para syempre sa updated standings ng ating tournament. Umangat ang Execration, of course, now having 14 points, tied with Blacklist International. Meanwhile, you have Omega right now na pangalawa pa din, no? Even though they won earlier, same ang naging standings natin for today. Still, ang kailangan nating tignan dito, I think, is Group B. Kasi kung Group A, I think sobrang clear na kung sino yung apat, no? Parang 80% na kung naniniwala na yung apat na yan. Make that 95% pala. Yung apat na upper teams ang papasok sa playoffs. And Group B, malayo-layo pa ang kanilang lalakbayin. BSB, Signal, Ultra, and Onyx PH naglalaban doon sa 4th slot. So with this guys, I hope na sana nag-enjoy kayo for today, and I really hope na manood din kayo bukas. Kasi nga, para sa ating mga schedule for tomorrow, nandyan ay ang Omega versus Signal Ultra. Interesting match, no? Para sa fourth slot. Blacklist versus Aura. Interesting match din. Aura nangunguna dito, but kung manalo ang Blacklist, pwede silang umangat ng 1 puntos. Siyempre, nandyan na rin ang Onyx versus BSB. Much needed win for BSB and much needed win din para sa Onyx PH. Magkita-kita tayo, guys, 6 p.m. Nandyan din yan, 'di ba? So, by the way, bago ako magbabay ulit, nandito